Thinking about freedom, like thinking about any aspect of modern politics today, makes me feel incredibly lost and confused. It seems clear to me that the question of freedom strikes right to the heart of our contemporary moment and its manifold conflicts, and asks us to reflect on the biggest questions facing us today. And on those questions, again, I am completely lost and confused because you see, I know in a very deep place that I am on the left. And I know that when I volunteer with refugees, when I go out of my way to support the underdog, and when, as I often do, I think about the world I want to see, I know where I stand. But when I think of freedom, I am without a political home. And the thing I keep coming back to is pessimism and the paucity of responses to it. You see, there is a pessimism shrouding modern politics. There's a conservatism, small c, that tells us that this is as good as it's going to get, that you are the most free and the most advanced time, and you are lucky enough to have found yourself at the end of history. That's Francis Fukuyama who said the end of history, and he quotes Nietzsche, his last man. He says, "You are the last man who, when asked, what is love, what is creation, what is longing, what is a star, the last man blinks." And so I might ask today, what is freedom, and see the world blink? Because freedom today is a dime a dozen list of allowances. Freedom is remembering the blood of those that fought for this ultimate place we call here and now. Freedom is being safe in the knowledge that so long as we're not so foolish as to throw it all away, and so long as we are ensure that we export them as rigorously and as often as we can, then it will all be okay. But freedom is rarely optimistic or ambitious as it rightly should be. And politically, I am sick and tired of having a right that tells us to be thankful for our freedom, a parliamentary left that might tweak that freedom, a vocal left that wants to tear it all up and seems unconcerned by freedom, and centrists that arrive at the most boring defense of the status quo, usually at the cost of the left. Because in this pessimistic world, we are no longer free to dream, and there is no better alternative. And freedom, ultimately, is about a dream. Freedom is instrumental and not final. Freedom is the transport, not the destination. Freedom is what allows each one of us and all of us to dream of somewhere better than today and to fight for it. And I am not sorry to say that it is not the arid ideology of liberal capitalism that will take us there, as great as its many achievements are. So I'm afraid that I end this short 4 minutes as lost and confused as I started, because I'm clear at least what I do not believe in. I'm clear on the depth of disdain I hold for the last man pessimism. But I do think there's pause for some optimism, and it comes for me in some very strange places, because I think that there is a hunger for freedom today. Because we mustn't forget that Brexit was about freedom, that Donald Trump and border fences were about freedom, and that when Donald Trump spoke against wind turbines, he decried them for killing what? The mighty eagle, that great symbol of freedom. So there is an appetite, and there are those fast food demagogues ready to serve. And I am pessimistic about the prospects of following that path, and I'm pessimistic about the path that overstates the freedom of today. But I'm optimistic that people want to be in control of their own lives, and that people want to participate meaningfully in society, that people want a genuine democracy. And I am optimistic that if we can find a way to get there, then we will truly be able to surmount any obstacle to some unknown collective dream. Thanks, everyone. That's me.